limitations of like not really paying attention are immediate. Oh, you fell into really ice cold water, or you scraped yourself on rust. So it demands presence, and I realized that it teaches me to be really, really honest with my limitations while I'm trying to push beyond them. You know the other thing that makes it scary? If I start getting cocky, like, oh, I just fell. You have very limited escape routes. Oh, and it keeps me just right on point. Coming down, if you lose your balance, it's easy to come down when the ground's around you. If I lose my balance here, I have basically two options, like these two little thin struts. If I miss one of them, I'm not going to fall into the water, but I'm going to get pretty scraped up and fucked, right? Because I'll miss, slide down my shin bone and hang onto the thing and, bite the column, but it won't be pleasant, The main fear of coming up was not having an escape route, not having a clear, not having many options for coming down, just one. So the yoga of this is really to figure out how to be loose and relaxed within yourself, within your body, as you're pushing the edge of your comfort. So finding little flows where I'm kind of using different parts of my body to explore space are really interesting to me. And then I can get the sense of kind of working with a structure. But improvising with the structure, right? And for me, that's the interplay between form and function, or the interplay between structure and flow. It's so my body has a structure, right? I have my physical structure. And then my bridge is a structure. And in a sense, your body is the bridge between your mind and the world, right? Between your emotions and the situations that are happening in your life. So there's this kind of double metaphor here. It's like the bridge of your body and this skeleton of a real bridge. And it's not about doing anything fancy as much as it is about just finding your own comfort with the structures that you're in. I find when I'm here too, I also make lots of sound. So I have these like little sound effects. I have a good friend so this is again a second hand. Speaking of second hand, this is second hand. A good friend, Ido Portal, met a guy who met a guy. And this guy is this French dude who's responsible for a lot of, well, he just did some really cool stuff. He created this thing called Combat Vital, or the Vital Combat System, and his idea was just to be like an urban animal, He grew up in Paris and he fucking climbed bridges and just do amazing things with his body. He learned how to sleep on hardwood floors in the middle of the winter. He pushed his body to the limits, and he was fucking crazy. But someone caught up with him recently, and he's this wild dude, like just kind of like a homeless guy who walks around and he sings to things. Like he'll start humming, so the way, and he moves around beautifully, but the way he connects with things now, he's at this level where it's almost like a vibrational connection. He'll be like, and he'll sing and do these it's like he hits and drums things to get a sense of their property, you know, before he engages with them. And I like it. I like that idea, you know. And I guess in my own way I do it. It feels less crazy to me to just make sound effects.
Yeah.
But I do like, it's a very primitive thing to actually bang something and feel the resonance, you know. Let's start doing that. That's the other thing I want to do. I want to learn how to regulate my body temperature. Oh, hands in the snow. Just be like, now my hands are warm. You know? How awesome would that be? Something that really started me on it consciously was my dad had a friend in Brazil, Master Wu, who was an acupuncturist, and a Tai Chi master. And Master Wu would take English lessons from my dad. So every Sunday, me and my dad would go over to Master Wu's house, and Master Wu would kind of show me one thing and send me outside to practice it. And he and my dad would go off and do their English lesson. And then at the end of the lesson, they would come get me, and we'd have this big banquet, this huge meal. You know, Master Wu ate like one meal a day. It was just amazingly, just a spread of everything. You know, everything you could eat, from candy to rice and beans and fruit. And he would only pick fruit from the. At this time in Brazil, there was no such thing as organic. You know. So there was no organic standards, there was no organically raised food. So we'd go to the markets and we'd pick vegetables and fruits that had been eaten by bugs. He would pick the stuff that was rotten. Not rotten, but like chewed through, you know? Instead of the pretty things that didn't look like they had been touched by anything living. And he would say like, these are the ones that haven't been touched by pesticides. This apple, because a worm went into it, is a good apple. You know, it has life in it because the worms can feel life. So I just loved Master Wu's take on life and the way he thought about things, and I would practice what he taught me. Sometimes his son would come down and teach me stuff. And then I found a book of yoga on my mom's bookshelf, and I started practicing that. And playing with running and swimming and just kind of pushing my physical limits. Or not even pushing them, just expanding my physical capacity.